We'll start with 1.26. We had done quickly last time. We'll recapitulate and perhaps add something more also as we proceed. A glamour from the unreached transcendences, I descend to the glory of the unseen. A message from the unknown, immortal life, ablaze upon creation's quivering edge. Dawn built her aura of magnificent hues and buried the seed of grandeur in the hours. Now, dawn comes in the fifth line, the main subject. But what that dawn is, it is a glamour. What that dawn is, a message. In the first two, in the previous four lines, we have got the qualification or the namification of what dawn is. Dawn is a glamour, dawn is a message. Therefore, if you read now, dawn, a glamour built her aura, a message built her aura. It would amount to that, you see. A glamour built her aura, message built her aura. So, in that sense, glamour and message are feminine. Her. They become feminine, you see. You are getting? This glamour and this message, they stand for dawn. So we can read also, a glamour built her aura, a glamour built her aura, a message built her aura. Glamour and message standing for dawn. That is what this construction means. Dawn. Dawn. Glamour and message are kind of substitutes for the dawn. And her aura, built her aura, means dawn built her aura, her own aura. You got brightness coming up in the sky early morning, like that you see. Her aura of magnificent hues, of course, the morning colors are very rich and they are beautiful, they are magnificent, very appealing, very charming, very lovely, all the magnificent hue, and buried its seed of grandeur in the hour. Now, this its stands for what? Aura. Aura, exactly. Not for her, not for dawn, not for glamour, not for message. It stands for aura. So now it is that aura in the sky which has cast its seeds somewhere. Seed of grandeur. Now what this seed of grandeur is, which she has cast in the hours, that will come later on. The seed will be described as we proceed further. In fact, we will see them shortly. Now, an instant visitor, the goddess shone. As I told you last time, instant visitor. Visitor would mean dawn, if you connect it with the previous sentence. But because there is a colon here, I would rather connect visitor with the next line. An instant visitor, the goddess shone. On life's thin border, a while the vision stood. So this visitor is the vision. Vision is the visitor. On the sky, the vision is there of dawn or whatever you call it now. You can link it, that vision, with dawn if you like. But grammatically, visitor is this vision. If you like, you can. Grammatically. What I mean is grammatically, The visitor here is for vision, from the point of view of construction of language. Now, of course, this vision, you can say dawn. Well, as you have got a glamour, as you have got a message, you can also say a vision. But still, I will kind of little disconnect that thing. I will go forward. Mean now that sentence is left behind, and it is the visitor vision which is being described further here. An instance visitor. Now it comes for a short while, stands there, and cannot disappears. You see. Now here there is a very difficult word, thin border, life's thin border. What does it mean by? Of course, in the morning, the light is very thin, dim, and like that thing. The line is also very faint, that kind of a thing. So, from the point of view of poetry, you can link up that thing. But still, I will say that thin, life's thin, he says, life's thin border. It has some kind of an occult connection with the evolution of things which have taken place so far. Mean life has kind of just arrived on the evolutionary scene, and on that evolutionary scene of life, now that vision is standing. Life has just arrived on the evolutionary scene, and therefore it is a thin border of transition to fuller life, to brighter life, you see. Thin, you see that thin, otherwise I don't understand why that word thin should be used at all. You see.
Border to what?
Huh?
Border to what?
On life's border, a while the vision stood. Politically it is perfectly all right.
What border?
Huh? You don't need thin for that at all. From the point of view of meter, you don't need thin. From the point of view of meter, you don't need an extra syllable. On life's border a while, the vision stood. It's perfect pentametric. You see.
The border could be very thick.
Yeah, how does it matter? Let it be.
He wanted this.
How does it matter? No, in other words, thin is trying to convey some extra sense, some deeper significance of the entire process of things. Thin is not just for the sake of, means not adding thin to fill the requirements of poetry. What I am trying to say, he is not adding thin to, because without thin the poetry is perfect. So it is not for the sake of poetry that thin is added. Sometimes, you see, or life. So thin border, I will say that this is really the stage of the arrival of life which is now kind of maturing up. The dawn is on the point of life emerging into something different. The dawn is connoting the transition between what life is now, until now, and what is going to follow. And therefore there is a thinness there. Thin is a very powerful word here and very purposeful word. See, what I am driving at is, when does life arrive? We have seen the entire description of the involution and slowly the appearance of matter, inconscious matter, and life. And from life onward, then things start moving towards mind. In other words, from life's border, what is going to happen? The mental being is going to arrive. It is between the transition between that life and mental being that the dawn is standing. The dawn is standing at that point, you see. He is kind of preparing now for the step ahead of life, you see. And you see, we will see that thing again in some detail, but let me just quickly say here, this dawn corresponds to which period of transition? Dawn corresponds to which period of transition? Metaphysically, you have involution, you have void, you have got inconscience, you have got matter, you have got life, you have got mind, and things will follow up, you see. Now, for which period of transition this dawn is corresponding to, you see. My surmise is that he is describing here the transition which is going to take place between what is called in the Indian mythology Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga. Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga. In the Satya Yuga, there are 4 avatars. In the Treta Yuga, there are 3 avatars. In the Dwapara, there are 2 avatars. In the Kali Yuga, which is now going on, 1 avatar, you see. So you got 4, 3, 2, 1, you see. In the Satya Yuga, the 4 avatars are Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narasimha. That is fish, Matsya, fish, then Kurma, tortoise, then Varaha, boar, and Narasimha, half lion, half man. Now all these 4 avatars belong to the life category. Matsya, in the fish, is not really a mammal yet. Kurma, between water and land. Varaha, he becomes mammal. Then you have got Narasimha, half lion, half man. And all these things are happening in the Satya Yuga, the first part of the present cycle, you see, of Satya Yuga. So now the transition is, that is the thin border. Here you have come up to the point of view of Narasimha, the lion man, you see, and you are going to step now into the next Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga has 3 avatars: Vamana, the dwarf, then Parashuram, a Kshatriya, a Brahmin with an axe in his hand, with an axe, Parashu, and then Rama. What we call Sri Rama, you see. Pardon me? Lion man, yeah. It is he. See now, first Narasimha. It is, see now, the function of these avatars was to destroy the earlier creation, to remove those things. What are the earlier creations? We had Rakshasas, Pishachas, then Asuras. All those things were in the time of Rama. There were Rakshasas and there were Asuras. And avatarhood of Rama belongs to that period to remove those earlier vital beings who have occupied this creation. Not only that, there were also people who had kind of mental faculties, who were animals, not exactly animal, but animal-like. Vanara, monkey, what we call is monkey. Vanara is a different thing than monkey actually, but for the want of proper word, we will call it monkey or ape, you see. Now, ape is not really the animal ape. Ape is somebody who is ape-like, who has a mental faculty, who is ape-like. And Vanara, Hanumana, who assisted Rama in the war. The animals who assisted Rama in the war, they were already kind of mental beings, mental types who have advanced to that particular stage to take the work of avatar forward, you see. Jambuvanta, Kumbhakarna, they were all Asuras and Rakshasas, you see. And they were helping Rama in the work, Hanumana. They were all helping. And it is with the help of these animal-like mental beings, mental type, who came to help Rama. So in that sense, the transition from vital man to the full mental man has taken place at the time of Rama. In the history of evolution, That is what. So it is at that point the dawn is appearing, and that is the thin border of life. That is the thin border of life, you see. It is, in other words, I will say that this is a transition taking place between one type of vital being to vital mental being, and then mental being coming forward in a greater way. And later on we will see in the very first line of the next section, and Savitri too awoke among these tribes. These are the tribes. Among these tribes, Savitri too awoke. In other words, the birth, not birth, the awakening of Savitri coincides with this transition from Satya Yuga to Treta Yuga, you see. If you want to say, when did Savitri has been here all along, through the entire history of the earth, since the beginning of the earth, wherever and wherever there was a possibility for the manifestation of the supreme light, I was present. That is Savitri. I was present. But when she is present, all right, but when does she awake? Among these tribes, Savitri awakes among these tribes, this mental being has started coming to picture. Man lifted the burden of his fate, and Savitri awoke, you see. So this light thin border corresponding to that kind of transition, and the dawn, therefore, we can pinpoint in what moment of history this dawn is occurring. This vision is occurring, you see.
But
Pardon me?
we are sitting in the border of the eye.
Yeah, thin border.
Of the mind.
Thin border.
Yeah, but this dawn.
Yeah, but then it's developing. I'm extrapolating a little further.
Yeah, but how did you understand that the dawn it was on the border of man?
I am linking up what is going to come next time, no? Next section. And Savitri too awoke among these tribes. What does that these tribe mean?
Yeah. What?
These tribes mean this transition from Matsya, Kurma, etc. to the vital man, and then to the mental man. The avatarhood of Rama is basically the arrival of the mental being in the course of evolution, and therefore it's a very significant event in the history of evolution, and Rama is therefore great from that angle. You don't understand. We say, how can monkeys go and help him? They are not really monkeys. How can animals go and help him? They are not really animals. They are already mental beings of a certain type who have progressed in that direction, you see. We will see that thing also. So here I am what I am trying to tell you is that thin is not superfluous, is not without meaning. You see.
How did you find all this?
Pardon me?
How do you find all this?
It's there already. It's there already, you see. Therefore, it is that vision now which is interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss. What is it interpreting? The vision of future, the bliss of future. That vision is standing there. That lies thin border is standing there for that purpose. He is already now kind of giving a preface and introduction to the arrival of the significant myth of Savitri. Interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss. So that vision now, that standing, that dawn which is seeing all the possibilities, prospects coming forward, it wrote the lines of a significant myth, telling the greatness of spiritual dawn, greatness of spiritual dawn, a brilliant code penned with sky for peace. Sky for peace. As I told you last time, you really need to write the story of Savitri, a page as big as sky. And sky is necessary also. Here, sky is serving double purpose. You need a vast sky which has no limits at all anywhere, and sky is also because of the dawn. The dawn appears in the sky. In the sky, you see. So the sky is really is serving double purpose. Sky is serving double purpose. A brilliant code pen. Now, what is the code? The story of Savitri, of future, of bliss and beauty. That is what it is going to write, this vision, you see. So, in other words, it is already foreseeing the possibilities which are opening out in the arrival of this dawn.